MiG-27 crashes in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Pilot ejects before crash. Aircraft completely destroyed as a result. Sources point to a secret meeting between BJP's Parana Manavalli and JDS's HR Srinath. Will the JDS and BJP get together in Gangavati? Cooperation Minister Bandappa Kashimpur seen interacting with vegetable vendors early morning in Yeshwantpur. Minister was accompanied by officials of concerned department. The son of a Zilla Panchayat member attacked a railway staffer and a forest department staffer at a railway gate in Shivamogga. Victims undergoing treatment at hospital. And the KSRTC conductor attempted suicide citing harassment from his seniors. Incident reported from Raichur district. Hello and welcome to News 9. I'm Nikhil Vasuki. First up, utter chaos during Deputy Chief Minister's city rounds. Deputy Chief Minister's city rounds leading to traffic snarls in Halsuru. That's the latest coming in. Congress party workers seen extending a grand welcome to Deputy Chief Minister, who was accompanied by Shivajinagar MLA Roshan Beg. That's the latest coming in. Utter chaos during Deputy Chief Minister's city rounds. City rounds lead to traffic snarls. He was accompanied by Shivajinagar MLA Roshan Beg as well. Let's just take a quick look as to what's happening. Well, here we see him being welcomed in Halsuru, but what happened beyond this is the fact that there was a tremendous amount of traffic, and that traffic caused a great deal of hindrances in the area. In an utterly shocking incident, a retired police inspector was beaten to death by some miscreants. This has been reported from Uttar Pradesh. The entire incident was caught on CCTV, and according to sources, the violence was triggered over a land dispute in Allahabad. Miscreants started thrashing the retired policeman with wooden sticks in broad daylight. Later, the retired policeman succumbed to his injuries at the hospital. This whole incident was recorded on CCTV. The police are investigating the matter from all possible angles. An unfortunate incident here, a retired policeman beaten to death very badly. Take a look at this horrific video. Eventually, from the multiple blows that his body undertook, he died as a result. Here's one man who's just beating him so badly. It is yet to be ascertained if this man had anything to do with it. Then two more came in with large sticks, and he was beaten by three persons severely. A retired policeman who eventually died as a result of severe blunt force trauma inflicted upon him. This happened in broad daylight, with people still moving around. Not one person stopped to help him. That is the unfortunate instance here. His motorcycle was dropped, and this man was just beaten up so badly. People were just mere spectators to this whole thing. Eventually he was taken to hospital, but he did not make it past the night. Right in the middle of the road was where he was beaten up very badly in Allahabad. An Indian Air Force aircraft crashed in an empty field in Devlia village near Banad in Jodhpur, Rajasthan due to a technical snag. The pilot was able to escape unhurt. The crash was of the Mikoyan MiG-27, a fighter jet that resulted in a fire in the area, as you can see on your screens. A fire truck was rushed to the spot. Several Air Force officers and police personnel also reached the site. The aircraft had taken off from the Air Force station before it crashed in the field. It crashed during a routine mission, according to the IAF. A court of inquiry will investigate the cause of the accident. Meanwhile, it's believed that the pilot was able to eject well ahead of time and land up not far from where the aircraft crashed. As per procedure, he was seen laying on his back and awaiting medical attention just to prevent any further injuries that could have happened from walking as well. The pilot is said to be safe. He ejected and himself landed a few hundred feet from the crash site, and local residents brought him water and contacted medical professionals to come to his aid immediately. The Air Force staff, however, got there quickly enough as he had radioed them in. This has been reported from the village of Devlia, not far from the district of Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Here is the pilot who is on the ground, as standard procedure demands that he lies in such a state until help arrives. He's seen answering questions, and while he is in a bit of pain, he is also said to be out of danger, going by his reactions. Now, the extent of his injuries are yet to be ascertained. We're awaiting a report on this as well, but MiG-27 fighter jets are largely discontinued, but for 2 squadrons that still operate out of Jodhpur. Most of these operations are for payload testing rather than for sorties or other reconnaissance activities. So for those purposes, the MiG-27 is no longer used, but it's largely being phased out of the Indian Air Force. Unfortunately, one such incident has happened where this pilot has had to suffer injuries as a result of a technical issue affecting the plane. Thankfully, he managed to eject on time. A BJP candidate Harish Dayanandamurthy's supporters created a ruckus in ward number 10 in Tumkuru's Gubbi area on Monday evening. The supporters vented their anger, expressing displeasure over Dayanandamurthy's decision to support an independent candidate. A case in this regard has been registered at Gubbi police station. Vandalism seen all across this particular store, with items pulled out, glass panes broken, and a major amount of damage seen after a bunch of miscreants said to be supporters of BJP leader Dayanandamurthy were angry at the fact that he decided to back an independent candidate. He was a BJP candidate for ward number 10 in Tumkuru's Gubbi area. This is an incident that happened in the aftermath of the urban local body polls results coming out, and this is a paint shop that was attacked. Many goods were also destroyed as a result, pulled down, before police came into the picture and apprehended the miscreants prior to their causing any further damage. But the damage has already been done, glass panes broken, and a severe amount of damage seen. A forest and railway department staff were attacked by the son of a Zilla Panchayat member near Sudur railway gate on the night of the 2nd of September. This gruesome attack was videographed and the video is now going viral. Let's just take a quick look.
ಅವನು ಇದು ಅವನ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಐತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಕೇಳು. ನಿಂದು ಅಧಿಕಾರ ನಿನ್ ಜಾಗ ಇದು ನೀನ್ ಕೇಳು.
ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಕೇಳು. ಒಂದು ಪಟ್ಟಿಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ನಿಂದು ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಐತೆ ನೀ ಮಾಡು. ಒಪ್ತೀನಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು
ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದ?
ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಕಂಡ್ರೆ ನಮ್ದು
ಏನ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ನೀನ್ ದಾದಾಗಿರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ
ಒಂದು ಪಟ್ಟಿಗಿಲ್ಲ ನೀನು.
ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಕು. ನಿಂಗೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅವನು ಇದು
Now, the accused have been identified as Zilla Panchayat member and former MLA Swami Rao's son Suresh and his friend Tribhuvan. It is said that Suresh and Tribhuvan were both intoxicated at the time, attacked the victims for opening the railway gate a little later than they asked. The victims have been identified as Ganesh, who is a part of the railways, and Guttappa, who is a forest department officer as well. On your screens are Suresh and Tribhuvan on either side of the incident. The victims are currently undergoing treatment at the Magan Hospital in Shivamogga. We have a statement from one of the victims. Let's listen in.
ನೈಟ್ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಗೇಟಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೂಡೂರು ಗೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ನೈಟ್ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆ. ನೈಟ್ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಗಾಡಿ ಗೇಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದೆ. ಗಾಡಿ ನಂಬರ್ 56 ಗಾಡಿ ಗೇಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ ಬಂದು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂತು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಿಬ್ಬರು ಬಂದು ಇಳಿದು ಏನಪ್ಪ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಗೇಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಗೇಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಯಾವುದೇ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಬಂದು ಏಕಾಏಕಿ ಬಾಯಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಒಯ್ದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹಿಗ್ಗಾಮುಗ್ಗ ತಳಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ಸರ್. ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡೋಕೆ ಬಂದಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲೇ ಚೆಕ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದ ಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದರು. ಅವರು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಅವರಿಗೂ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಸಮ ಹೊಡೆದು ಮಕ್ಕ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಾತೋಗಿ ಸರ್. ಆ ಥರ ಹೊಡೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸರ್. ಇದು ಚೆಸ್ಟಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಡೆದಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಚೆಸ್ಟು ಮತ್ತು ರೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೊಡೆದಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಇದು ಮತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಡೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕೈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಡೆದಿದ್ದು ಸರ್. ಇವರು ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಸುರೇಶ್ ಸ್ವಾಮಿರಾವ್ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬರು, ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರು ಅವ್ರ ಫ್ರೆಂಡು ತ್ರಿಭುವನ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ.
ರಾತ್ರಿ 10:30 ಗಂಟೆ ನಾನು ಬಸವರಾಜ್ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಗೇಟಿಂದ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಗೇಟ್ ಹಾಕಿತ್ತು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಇದ್ದ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಗೇಟ್ನಾಗ ಹೋಗಿ ಏನೋ ದಾಂಧಲೆ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಅನ್ನೋನು ಗಣೇಶಿಗೆ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ನಾನು ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಈಗ ಮುಖ ಹೊಡೆದು ಗ್ಯಾರ್ಜಿಂದನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅನ್ಬೋದು ಯೋಚನೆಯಿಂದ ಬೈದು ನಿನ್ನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಗೇಟಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೇಗೆ ನೀನು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಅಂತ ಜಾಡ್ಸೋದು ನನಗೆ ಅವಚನದಿಂದ ಬೈದು ನನ್ನ ಜಾತಿನಿಂದನೇ ಮಾಡಿ ನನಗೆ ಭಯಂಕರ.
Those were the two victims who were just relating the accident, the whole incident that happened, and they were stating that there was a great deal of high-handedness being displayed by the son of Zilla Panchayat member Swami Rao, Suresh, as well as his friend Tribhuvan, on this attack that was caught on camera on the 2nd of September 2018. This happened on Sunday night. Srirangpatna MLA Ravindra Shrikantaya lost his cool and temper at a farmer during a public program in Srirangpatna's Babu Rayana Koppalu. The MLA was making a speech and was blaming the old administration for the cooperative sugar factory in Pandavpura state. But during this time, a farmer stood up and questioned the MLA, saying that since he had power with him, he must order a probe. The MLA got angry and asked the farmer to keep quiet and not talk too much before him. Let's take a look.
ನಷ್ಟ ಮಾಡೋರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಮಾರಿ ತುಂಬಿಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಅದು ಕ್ರಮ ವಹಿಸಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೀವು ಸಹಕಾರ ಸಂಘದ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನೀವು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಅದು ಕ್ರಮ ವಹಿಸಿ ಅಂತ ಉಸಿರು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಯಾರು ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ನಷ್ಟ ಮಾಡೋರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ರಮ ವಹಿಸಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಉಸಿರು ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಹಾಕಿ ನೀವು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ತಾಲೂಕಲ್ಲಿ. ನೀವು ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಹಕಾರ ಸಂಘದ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ ಇದೆ. ನಷ್ಟ ಮಾಡೋರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಮಾರಿ ತುಂಬಿಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ.
Now, the special investigation team probing the Gauri Lankesh murder case has confirmed that Gauri Lankesh was murdered by Parshuram Wagmore. Parshuram Wagmore was confirmed as an accused based on the Forensic Sciences Laboratory report, CCTV footage and the recreation of the entire episode. The CCTV footage were also sent to the Forensic Sciences Laboratory team in June. Tomorrow marks 1 year since the fatal shooting of Gauri Lankesh by a gang of killers. It appears that Parshuram Wagmore has been confirmed, as he had confessed himself, as the man who pulled the trigger. All of the events seem to be adding up as far as the Special Investigation Team is concerned, and the finger of suspicion that had been on Parshuram Wagmore is now confirmed. But at the same time, he also sought to state that he did not know who Gauri Lankesh was, that he was just asked to do so in exchange for money. It is yet to be determined or revealed who the actual person is who provided these instructions to Parshuram Wagmore and other accused in this particular case. But this is an incident that took place on the 5th of September 2017. Tomorrow marks 1 year since the killing of Gauri Lankesh. And now for the political fallout of the urban local body polls. The JDS seems likely, at the very least according to the grapevine, to ally with the BJP in Gangavati in the district of Koppal. The BJP MLA Parana Manavalli reportedly held secret meetings with JDS's HR Srinath. Following the meeting, HR Srinath reportedly assured Parana Manavalli that he would be supporting the BJP from the JDS side. HR Srinath had earlier said that the JDS will not form an alliance with the BJP under any circumstances. However, this seems to have been a turnaround as far as what HR Srinath said, and the senior leadership of each of the parties involved did state that it is up to the local leaders to decide on whether to ally or not. Now, the BJP is likely to obtain support from 2 independent as well as 2 JDS councilmen. BJP is expected to get an upper hand in the area while choosing the president for the Gangavati City Municipal Council. There are a total of 35 seats in the Gangavati City Municipal Council, out of which BJP has won 14 seats. An unsightly sight was witnessed when Deputy Chief Minister Parameshwara was on his city rounds. He was found to have his gunman clean his shoes for him. Now, the gunman's sole duty is to ensure protection for the Deputy Chief Minister, but here we see the gunman actually cleaning his shoes and other articles of clothing. Apparently there was a bit of a splash onto the trousers and kurta of the Deputy Chief Minister. But here we have the gunman cleaning this whole dress of the Deputy Chief Minister. The gunman's sole job is to provide protection and security, not do these things that are personal tasks. Such acts have always been garnering a fair bit of question as to what is the role of the gunman. I've got Arun Sundaram on the phone with me right now. Arun, walk us through this incident that is happening in Alsur.
Well, quite reprehensible to say the least, Nikhil. This reportedly took place when the DCM was on his city rounds. Remember, he's been doing this to appraise himself of the level of cleanliness and even state of preparedness ahead of the monsoons due later this month. and we are not clear as to what really transpired, but it appears that there was some kind of a soil which kind of clung on to the DCM's shoes, and at that point of time the gunman literally bent down, he removed his kerchief and began cleaning. Unfortunately enough, the entire sequence of events was caught on cam, much to the embarrassment of perhaps members of civilized society. It just goes on to perhaps portray or indicate slightly feudal mentality, to say the least, Nikhil.
Well, it certainly appears to be so, but at the same time, there needs perhaps to be a set of guidelines as to government employees such as gunmen. What are they meant for? All of these should be adhered to, all of this should be listed out, isn't it?
Absolutely, and what is a little bit worrisome is the fact that we're not talking of an ordinary politician. He's a doctorate to boot. He's educated abroad. He is a man who knows what is what. And despite that, this kind of a act or attitude doesn't really speak well of the system itself. Because remember, this is not the first time. You've seen this happen as recently as a month ago with another politico when he visited a place of worship. While he was coming out, fumbled trying to wear his shoes, and then a support staff, his gunman, actually helped him to do that. You had a former chief minister of one of the largest states of India do that. So this really speaks ill of people and the kind of feudal mindset that we seem to have. I mean, at the end of the day, who's a gunman? He's there to take care of your security and to ensure that no harm comes to you. But if you were to go down to this level to clean his boots or perhaps do something of that kind, it really speaks very tragically about the person and the role that he's playing. And at the end of the day, nobody would have kind of minded it. I mean, they would have lauded the fact that the DCM kept on walking, despite the fact that his trousers or perhaps the shoes that he was wearing had a little bit of soil on it. That would have really changed the narrative. It would have shown the fact that here is a man who really cares for the people, would not stoop to this level, or perhaps even if he had dusted it on his own, the narrative would have been different, Nikhil. But in this particular case, asking a man who is in charge of your security to bend down, to remove his kerchief and then to clean it, perhaps speaks very, very ill. It reeks of a very, very feudal mindset, to say the least, Nikhil.
Thank you, Arun, for joining us with those insights. But what we're also seeing here a little prior to this was a party worker, in fact, having started this whole business of cleaning the trousers, and that was immediately followed by the gunman himself. And as my colleague Arun rightly said, there could have been an opportunity for the Deputy Chief Minister to come out with a different version of what happened, if at all he had walked on and walked on with the soil trousers. I've got T.S. Chandrasekhar from the BJP joining me right now. Chandrasekhar, what we're seeing here is something of a propagation of seemingly a feudal mindset, with the Deputy Chief Minister insisting on having his trousers cleaned by somebody else, in this case a gunman, while walking on the streets. How do you respond to this?
Sir, actually, good morning, Mr. And see, actually, as a Deputy Chief Minister, he has some responsibilities, and also he has to have some sort of etiquette among himself. So whenever it is something is dirty or something is not clean, if anything is there, he can do himself. But when he is observed by everybody, and TV, media, and everybody is watching him, and he as a representative of all the people of the state, he should have some sort of decorum, I feel personally. And Dr. Parmeshwar sir also is very He's a Australian and he's also he himself fights for human rights issues, all this type of things. So he should know how to treat his juniors.
Right. Chandrasekhar, now, in this particular case, wouldn't it have been perhaps better if he just walked on with the soiled trousers? You know, that gives good PR, one would argue.
You see, this is the culture of elite. Mr. G. Parmeshwar is also a big elite. So reaching for him to common people is always a difficult thing. That's why that's what we saw yesterday in Kottakkere election, in the local election. All his candidates, the Congress lost because he can't reach the common man in his constituency.
Sure. All right. Thank you, Chandrasekhar, for joining us with your perspective as well. So, well, this will certainly gain a fair bit of criticism, but at the same time, the counter-argument is that it's perhaps a young man helping an elderly man as well, who's gotten his trousers soiled, but at the same time, so what if it was soiled? He could still walk on and have it dealt with much later. The mayor is there, the BBMP commissioner is also there, and if it's a spot inspection of a particular area, then why not get shoes and trousers get soiled? What is wrong with that? This has been seen in Harsuru during his city rounds as well. As it is already, there were a great deal of other issues such as traffic jams that happened, but now we're seeing this. So certainly, if it is about city rounds, why not just stay in the comfort of one's car and move around rather than get trousers soiled and have other people clean it up? These are the criticisms that seem to be coming out at this juncture. First, we had a party worker who helped the Deputy Chief Minister. Now it was a gunman who was cleaning the Deputy Chief Minister's shoes. There's certainly a controversy that the Deputy Chief Minister could have done without, but it appears that he's still having to find himself in such situations. Now, very shortly, the BJP will be holding an introspection meeting with the BJP state president to analyze poll performances of the BJP leaders. B.S. Yediyurappa was quite apprehensive about celebrating last night. He said that there were a lot of issues because of the presence of the coalition, which he acknowledged was a cause of the BJP taking a backseat in several municipal councils, on the town level, in the city level, the corporations as well, and has sought a poll performance report from former and current MLAs of each district. Now, BJP is all set to analyze its poll performance, and at the grassroots level itself, amid a great deal of celebration within the BJP too, not just the Congress. There were statements of praise from R. Ashoka and Pratap Simha, but at the same time, B.S. Yediyurappa did not seem to share that particular joy. He said that there was a need to introspect and come out stronger. Meanwhile, the Congress and JDS's calculation of the post-poll alliance has been miscalculated by the looks of it. The Gazette notification on a reservation of seats has been published with reservation for the posts of president and vice president in local bodies has been confirmed. The Election Commission had filed a writ petition with the High Court in this regard. The reservation was announced even for local bodies whose results were declared yesterday as well. Congress and JDS were planning to form an alliance to stop the BJP from getting to the helm of power. Dozens of local bodies that have a fractured mandate. It is highly unlikely now that a Congress JDS postponed. The Cooperation Minister Bandipa Kashimpur was seen interacting with vegetable vendors early in the morning in Yeshwantpur today. Bandipa Kashimpur met with vendors with regard to the government's Badavara Bandhu scheme, which is aimed at putting a brake to harassment by money lenders charging exorbitant interest. The minister was accompanied by officials of concerned department as well. But not just that, Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy was also seen interacting with the roadside vendors via video conference that was brought out through a tablet computer. Here is H.D. Kumaraswamy interacting with one of the vegetable vendors through a tablet computer. An engagement on the streets by Bandipa Kashimpur, the Corporation Minister, and the Chief Minister too, remotely. So this is the Badavara Bandhu scheme that has been instituted by the state government and to protect vegetable vendors from money lenders who charge exorbitant rates. A KSRTC conductor attempted suicide by consuming insecticide. This incident took place at the Lingsugur depot in the district of Raichur. Conductor has alleged harassment by two KSRTC officials. The accused officials were identified as Nagaraj and Raghavendra. A victim has been identified as Topanna. Raghavendra and Nagaraj are accused of demanding a bribe in order to hold back Topanna's transfer. Now, eventually he was found by onlookers who brought him out in the nick of time. He's now with a feeding tube just so that his stomach could be flushed out of all the effects of the insecticide. Now, harassment meted out by two persons who were his seniors and certainly caused a great deal of turmoil for him. He took this extreme step but was saved in the nick of time. Now an 18-year-old student ended her life by jumping into a river, allegedly owing to frustration from the severe hair fall that she was experiencing. The deceased